Doug Thompson, we're here in the shop today, and I am working on a mid-century modern brass clock. And this is the photo that the client sent to me. The first thing that we decided was, okay, what is this dimension going to be? We decided to be 33 3/4. I then took a mathematical proportion and created initially a mild steel prototype, and it's helping me to work out some connections and some details. So now what I've got to do is produce this thing in brass. So here's the 3/4 inch round brass rod, and I'm going to roll it to 33 3/4 outside dimension. But what I want to figure out is where are my connections going to be, because I'd like to be able to hide my connections if I can. So that's where I'm going to cut these two. Yeah. Brass is a pretty difficult material to wrap into tight little circles. So I used the forge, and I actually made specific bending forms for each size. So this is the form that I'm going to use to bend this rod into about a 5-inch circle. I have this piece of pipe that's the appropriate size for the forming die. I just welded a piece of angle iron on only one side so I can break it off easily if I've got to use this for something else. And then on the opposite side, I made a little keeper. So when I put it in the post vise, pretty tight, I can just hook it right here, and I'll anneal this piece, and we'll just go ahead and wrap it. It fell apart. So this sample piece I did, I overheated it, and you can see how it just fell apart down here. So when you're working with brass, you're working these really narrow temperature extremes. And I can still bend this part of it. This part has stayed together, but this part, obviously, I overheated it, and so I'm gonna have to get a new piece to do all this. So, and I've got a little bit of heat on it, and I'm just gonna kind of push it a little bit. I want to be really careful. I'm trying to not put any tool marks on this thing, so I'm just going to ease it around to make this circle. I may have to rely on the oxyacetylene torch, but it's going pretty well. So I've got all the rings rolled, hot rolled. Now what I'm going to do is start fixing them. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cut through with the bandsaw at the point of the best intersection. Yep. So I'm bending one to the other. I'm going to make some TIG rod out of the existing brass material. I'll use that to then weld up the seam. You can hardly tell where the joint is. I've got to add a little bit more weld back there, but boy, I'm happy with that. So we've finished fabricating the rings, got them all kind of together. The next step now is to make the discs that will fit within the rings and kind of around the rings. So we're off to my dear friend Steve's shop to go ahead and have him put that in the computer, get it all generated, and burn all these parts out. bolted this element onto here with this tube. And this tube allows a little bit of wiggle room when I go to install it. And then this arrangement allows for adjustment up and down, and then adjustment away from the wall and back to the wall. There'll be one right there, and one right there. And these are sized in such a way that they'll be essentially hidden when you look at the clock from the front side.